to share with you a story about a rescue. And it is about how God sent an angel to rescue Peter from certain death at the hands of King Herod, who at the time was completely bent on destroying all of the leaders of the new Christian church that was growing exponentially. He had already successfully executed James, the brother of John, and now he was getting ready to do the same to Peter. So, and this is going to be in Acts chapter 4. I'm going to read verses 6 through 12. So here we go. It says, on the very night when Herod was about to bring him forward, Peter was sleeping between two soldiers, bound with two chains, and guards in the front of the door were watching over the prison. And behold, an angel of the Lord suddenly appeared, and a light shone in the cell. And he struck Peter's side and woke him up, saying, get up quickly. And his chains fell off his hands. And the angel said to him, gird yourself and put on your sandals. And he did so. And he said to him, wrap your cloak around you and follow me. And he went out and continued to follow. And he did not know that what was being done by the angel was real, but thought he was seeing a vision. When they had passed the first and second guard, they came to the iron gate that leads into the city, which opened for them by itself. And they went out and went along one street, and immediately the angel departed from him. When Peter came to himself, he said, now I know for sure that the Lord has sent forth his angel and rescued me from the hand of Herod and from all the Jewish people were expecting. And when he realized this, he went to the house of Mary, the mother of John, who was also called Mark, where many were gathered together and were praying. So, just imagine this. You're in a situation, you're between two guards, and you're chained, and then there's a guard in front of your cell in the deepest part of the prison. You know, no escape, impossible situation. There's no way you're getting out. But yet, God was not finished with Peter and his mission. Despite Peter's obvious and certain death that was pending upon him, he was aroused from his sleep by being struck in the side. The angel's like, wake up. And he woke up, and on faith, he just did exactly that's what the angel told him, because he didn't realize what was really going on. He just thought he was seeing another vision that, like he had seen in previous times from God. That's how so surreal his situation is. You know, it's something that he couldn't even fathom that was going on. You know, because think about it. You're there between two guards, wrapped up. You get woke up, and all of a sudden your chains are gone. You know, they drop to the floor, and you get told to to stand up, dress yourself, and follow. And so, if you think you're dreaming, it would make sense to follow the dream. And not realize what's going on. You're kind of like in a daze or a fog, I guess you can say. But anyways, he thought he was seeing another vision. So, he just kept following in faith with this vision. And so he's passing guards up, and then all of a sudden, the gate to the prison just opens by itself, like like you see in the movies. Uh, and so they get out. They're out of the prison, and they went along the street. And as soon as they got to a certain part of the street, the angel just was gone. The angel left, and after a while, Peter must have been standing there going, probably looking around, going, and then it dawned on him that he is not in the prison. He actually realizes, I am out of the prison. And so he finally realized that what he thought he was dreaming or seeing a vision was actually truly happening. And and he praised God, because he realized that God rescued him with this angel. God wasn't done with him yet, because Herod was going to kill him the next day, I think. And that's what the Jewish followers of Christ were also expecting. But God was not done with Peter. God had plans for Peter. So Peter needed to live. So God sent his angel and plucked Peter out of an impossible situation. And the first thing that Peter does is he realizes when he comes to it, he realizes that God did this, not him. It wasn't of himself, it was God. God saved him. And as soon as he realized that, the very first place he went to was Mary's house. It was the mother of John. And all this time, her and everybody in her house were praying. Now, I will venture to guess that they were praying for a miracle for Peter to get out of this execution somehow, would be my guess. So Peter's faith in God, and that God will take care of him no matter what, combined with the prayer faith of Mary and all who are in a house, or is a testament to us of how powerful faith is. Not only through prayer, but through believing and knowing that God will always be there for you no matter what. I mean, there's been one specific time in my life that I had a blowout while driving a car in a turn, and it spun me into the bar ditch where where the tire had hit a rock. And this rock must have been massive underneath. It must have been kind of like an iceberg thing, because when I went back and looked at what my front wheel hit, what caused the car to start rolling, it wasn't much bigger than that out of the ground. So it had to have been a huge boulder that was just buried. But anyways, the car rolled on me and I ended up right. Car was still driving. So, and I was sticking out in the middle of the front part of the car was sticking out in the middle of the road on the wrong side of the road. So I drove it and parked it on the shoulder of going in the right direction. Checked myself over, wasn't hurt in any way. I do not know how. The back of the passenger compartment was caved in. I mean, it was pretty much flattened. And so something like I'm looking at that and something like that, I'm like, there's no way that I could have gotten out of this not hurt. You know, God had somebody watching over me or somebody with me to keep me safe when I was in that role. Because I didn't have any pain, no stiffness, nothing. Not even weeks or days afterwards. I felt no pain, no stiffness, nothing. And I know it had to have been God sending somebody to wrap me in protection. And and to me, to me, it kind of feels like the same thing, except Peter knew what was going to happen to him. Of course, that day when I was driving to work, I didn't know that was going to happen. It did. But my conclusion is kind of like Peter's, because while I was in that role, everything was like slow motion. It just seemed like it was a dream, something that I was watching and not actually going through. But because of God's grace and God's mercy, I was not hurt whatsoever. And I don't know, I guess I kind of feel that connection. Any impossible situation where there's no way you should get out of something okay and you do, it just might be God sending an angel to protect you. So with that, I'm going to leave it. I love you guys. You have a blessed day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.